And this is not the way to the cockpit. This is the way to the cockpit. This is the way to... No. Oh god. I'm actually interested to see if Tatooine is... I'm sorry, Dantooine is really gone. Yavin... Kashyyyk... Alright! That was Dantooine. Good. As I said, we're going to Tatooine first to do a favor for mission, really. And I'm sorry, this cutscene is probably going to lag, but I'm not going to insert this one because it's just the regular Tatooine cutscene. You've seen that already. Which is why I'm talking over it, which I usually don't do. As soon as there's a new cutscene, I'm definitely going to insert it. I'm going to insert the original video file. Actually, oh no, that's not possible. He's been thinking about taking the droids out now, but first of all, there's all the sand. Second of all, he obviously wants to take Mission with him when he's going out to see her brother. So Mission and Old Man Bindo, her bodyguard. Actually, he's going to take her along with him quite often because he's a bit anxious to have her on board with Juhani and Karth there. Even if there's other people he trusts around. He's not going to take 2 people of the Mission Protection Squad with him and not Mission herself. Do you have grenades?
Yikukuno no ba mulira jikun. Tonghit kun chunting. Ne boboje mata de punage. Dulpi kikiwana.
No, he's not going to say that, number 2. First of all, who are you?
Takumjus tak miki grabulmoko. Kachichu ita bodunga. Tolbabank wale oganda naru chuchut. Mogesha ponka bola wana chigne. Pamule slimo podadada nanga kubis.
Yeah, that seems reasonable to assume that he's with the exchange.
Ke puna.
He sounds insulted. Get to the point. How do I know about my identity? Which means that Goofuth now hates you. But it's interesting to know that these guys have sources in within the Sith fleet. They might be useful allies.
Shagji locha wana wama? Kava volpa mulji gumana. Kinchun shishineng chene kung dobale muleraji manaman atota. Hakkijukrata bola shui chongatong. Chongkin no bunka mulera kunkile. Kunkile no ba. Tong haitwam jiji jum lumpa. Nita poe tikito. Dolpa da bonqualeo gondona chuchu. Ka chikun ita hodonga. Yekin kuno ba mulera chikun. Slimo podona.
Of course, that's not why he wants to kill him, but he does want to kill him. But he likes what he's hearing. First of all, he likes the fact that information about this is seeping out, because that's not putting Malak in a very good space. And he likes to hear that there's been executions because of this. He's successfully spread chaos amongst the Sith. He's very happy about that. Well, he is in this for revenge. He's interested in those guys. They might prove useful very, very much indeed.
Tong abo sha umnina. Wanga kumbis king balemuraya. Johnny yon.
Let me see them.
Kavadumpa ku palia mukapata. Bonana chaku. Ikun kono bule marachiko. Tolpa da bonguale ganduna gugu chuchut. Kavadum ku pelio botenya. Bonanai kuchu. Hawaga boska chukola. Mucha shag panka.
Yeah. The prospect of going to Korriban, well, it's a bit risky, of course, but then there's not much left there, at least when it comes to the Sith presence. Also, it's reasonable to assume that the remaining Sith on Korriban have heard rumors about Goofuth being Revan, and he's going to have an easy time there, maybe even spread some more chaos.
Boragatong, mulira siyang turong ni na potata tuanga chun.
That sounds great.
Gruto haga jijiwa tong abo siya umnino wanga kumbis.
And he's fading into black. Wait a second. Okay.
Uchua penki, tangi tuamaji, Baba Hassan Shan.
Yes, I know. Wait a moment, I have to go for a moment. Always save after everything. I'm sorry, by the way. I have a slight case of the sniffles. This most horrible of all diseases, the sniffles. Let's just hope it doesn't turn into a man flu. Let's just show me what you have for sale. Don't need mad text anymore. Grenades is what we're here for. You don't have those either, but it's still the Gizka poison. It's hilarious. The game definitely wants me to try to kill them. I'm actually quite curious if that's leading anywhere with the Gizka. At this point, I've almost forgotten that they're there, because I'm so used to them. I'm going to need to pet one once I'm out of here. Okay, I think... yeah, Griff was... if I remember, he was hanging around at the Zerka office. There he is. Well, again, Goofuth hates the guy, for so many reasons. But the least he owes Mission is this favor. The very least. Okay. Yeah, why not? Goofuth is always willing to listen to Jolie, for many reasons.
Got something on your mind, dude?
That's true, he evaded that question to the least. Well, he kind of answered it. Goofuth doubts that it was just for the entertainment value alone.
No, I never did I?
Are you always going to be this elusive?
Elusive? Me elusive? Obviously, you've never tried to grab a Twi'lek dancing girl after drinking too much. At any rate, I already told you why I wanted to leave. I'd seen everything I wanted to on Kashyyyk. Time to go. Time to move on.
Move on to where?
To bed. I'm old and tired, you know.
No, really.
How many kilometer-high trees can you find an interest in before you figure you've had enough? I'd bet you can't be bothered to stay in one room for more than 15 minutes. And then there's all the critters in the Shadowlands. I'm just happy to be back in space, doing something new. Is that too much to ask?
You could do that on your own.
So I could. But not having a ship does tend to put a damper on that kind of idea, however.
True.
I'll admit, for all its flaws, Kashyyyk was home enough. But when you came along and I saw the destiny you had before you, I couldn't help but be intrigued.
You know what my destiny is?
Of course not. Weren't you listening last time? I can see that you have a destiny before you, but the details are far from clear. In fact, everything about you that I can see is odd. Slightly off, as if my eyes are trying to trick me. Something is very dark about you. But, I'm sure you don't need to hear my ruminations. You've probably got enough nosy Jedi offering you one opinion after another to make you sick.
Not anymore. Still, there is something that annoys him. Yeah, I think he's going to make it very clear that he doesn't like Jedi watching him.
Well, I, for one, am quite content to let you make your own mistakes. Just because I want to see where this ends up doesn't mean I need to tell you how to get there. I wouldn't worry about it too much if I were you. You remind me a bit of Nomi. That can't be all bad.
Who's Nomi?
Nomi Sunrider. She came late to the Force, just as you have, and became one of the greatest Jedi ever. Oh, fine, fine lass. Whether you'll follow the same path remains to be seen. For one thing, we'll never get anywhere if you stand around chatting up old men all day.
So you're along as some kind of observer?
Nonsense. If I ever refused to help you when you asked, how confused can one person be anyway? One thing I will say is that this little escapade does remind me a bit of my adventuring days before the war. Those were exciting times. Or at least it would remind me of those times if we didn't stand around. What's keeping you? You're too young to be so talkative. Shoo! Shoo!
Telling him to shoo. And not for the first time. Alright, let's talk to Griff.
You're back! I knew you'd come through for me. I knew I could count on you. You do have a tech land for me, right?
Yeah, just take it.
Come to Papa, you sweet simian organ. It may not look like much, but once I turn this into a bottle of Torresian ale, it'll end up being worth a fortune. Thanks, Mission. You won't regret helping me out with this.
Please, Griff, let this be the last time. No more cons, no more scams, no more schemes. That's all I ask.
Hey, sis, no need to worry about that. I've turned over a new leaf. From now on, I'm gonna stay out of trouble and do things right. And once we've cornered the market on Torresian ale, good things will be heading my way. Then I'll make it up to your Mission. Just wait, you'll see. You know, once we synthesize this and start brewing Torresian ale in mass quantities, we're gonna be looking for some investors. You give me a couple of 100 credits, and I can get you in on the ground floor. You'll get a return of, oh, at least 20 times your investment.
I think Goofuth is... yeah. If his lightsabers weren't already named Malak and Bastila, he'd name at least one of them Griff at this point. You already promised me a few thousand credits, you idiot.
Hey, don't worry. You'll get your credits as soon as we start mass producing that Torresian ale. I just wanted to know if you were interested in an even bigger payoff.
I've done more than enough for you already. And Mission made it very clear that this is the last help she wants to give him. If she doesn't say different, he's not going to anything for Griff.
You don't know much about business, do you? When an opportunity like this comes along, you have to jump at it. Come on, what do you say?
Yeah, ask me again and that Techland won't be the only freshly harvested organ around. Yeah, I like options like that.
Whoa, no need to get violent, I can take a hint. I was just trying to do you a favor, but I see you're not interested. It's your loss. I better get started brewing that ale. Meet me back here later and I'll give you a down payment on